Hey everybody, this is Aaron. How are you guys doing? I know it's been a while since I've been on here. I've been busy doing a lot of different things. Um, I'm sorry I haven't been on this channel. For those that are still connected to it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I wanted to come on here. I wanted to get something off my chest. I wanted to speak upon what's happening in Los Angeles right now. I'm in California. I'm in Northern, but I wanted to talk about what's happening right now down there. Um, Here's the thing, and this is just from my perspective of it all. I know that there are a lot of people that are hurting right now and they're sad about what's going on for different reasons. Some people, I have friends that I know that they're here legally and they're Latin, they're Latino, but their family members are not here legally. They're here, they're national, they're legalized citizens, but their family members are not, and they're sad over what's happening. For those people specifically that are going through that, I want to say that my heart goes out to you guys because I know that even though what is happening, even though, look, you have to come to the realization that what is happening to these people isn't wrong, it's right. They broke the law. You may not want to hear that because emotionally this is your family, so you're involved. I got that part. But right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't like make it different. You can't make a different rule because it's your family. You can't do that. Human beings, we like to do that, but you can't do that. And it doesn't matter how long they've been here. Like time, we think that human beings think time is a factor when it comes down to, someone doing the wrong thing. And the more time goes by, that's like, that changes things. It doesn't. It doesn't. You look at Diddy, what he's going through right now. You look at what Bill Cosby went through going to prison, which he should still be in there now. Even though he got out on technicality, he should still be in there. It isn't like some people said about him, well, he was in his 80s. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. Because what's right is always going to be what's right. Like time doesn't change anything. Time wasn't built to just change situations. Time was created by God to do one thing: keep moving until the end. That's it. If something changes within time, it's because you and I make changes in our lives. That's as far as it goes. Or someone else does something that may affect us, or what have you, or something happens in the world that affects everyone. But that's it. You can't. Time wasn't built to heal wounds. People say time heals all wounds. Time doesn't heal anything. Time does what it does. It just keeps moving. Now, as human beings go, we may change in time, right? We get younger, we don't get younger. We're younger and we get older. That happens. You know what I'm saying? But what you've done, unless you made it right, will not go away. It'll follow you. And that's what happened to these people. They never made it right. They never did what they needed to do. And instead of looking at it as in they were here for 20 something years, that should be enough. No, what you should be saying is they had 20 something or 30 something years to become national citizens, and they would not. Because really, that's what it comes down to for all of us, whether it be you're here illegally or you've done some other crazy thing or what have you. The time you have to get things right is the time you need to take to get things right. And you need to take advantage of that. If you don't, like, there's a such thing as audits, right? People are audited every day. An audit is something saying, hey, you know what? You didn't take care of your taxes at this certain time. And so now we're going to audit you. We're going to see, what you owe and things of that nature. Now, people who get audited, they had the time to get the situation resolved before it got to the audit. And even when it comes to the audit, they'll give you a break if you do what you need to do to get it together. But people just don't want to do that. These people that are here illegally never took the time, or maybe they did for a certain amount and they just said, forget it. Either way, they never resolved the issue. There are folks from Latin America that are here legally. They took the time. They did what they needed to do. There are people who are born here that are Latin. They're national citizens from birth because their parents made the choice to come here and they did what they needed to do, become legal citizens themselves. And there are people who are here illegally who had children and their children are legal because of the system, right? And that is where it gets painful because the parents decided they didn't have to. But here's the deal, you have to. Time doesn't change anything. It never does. Look at it from you have to look at it from that standpoint. And so for people they're being taken away from this country because they're here illegally, hey man, that's what you get. I'm not trying to say it, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not trying to be rude about it and not care. I care about those who are hurting that are here, who are seeing their family members taken and they can't do anything about it. And those people here legally that are hurting. Them I care about because that's messed up that they got to suffer because their family member chose to do the wrong thing. Or, you have situations that are people that are here that are Latin, that are legal and they're national citizens and they're getting taken. Now that's messed up. That needs to be fixed. That's injustice. That's an injustice situation, right? But for those that are not, it's not injustice. You're you can't, and then a lot of people that are Latin are calling on black people, my people, to get involved to help you. Why will we do that? Respectfully, why will we do that? What we went through, here's the thing about black people. There is no race in this country that has ever experienced what black people have experienced. Because the difference between us and everybody else is we were forced to be here. Everyone else came here willingly. So just on that alone, you'll never be in our situation. You'll never know what it's like to experience being taken from a place and then brought someplace and then told you have to live here now and serve us. You'll never understand that. And don't get me wrong, as a black person, we're not necessarily trying to get you guys to understand, we're trying to get you to understand that part as in, hey, if this happened, for what you've seen us go through from the time we were brought here to now, we want you guys to understand from a human perspective. But outside of that, we're trying to get you guys we want you guys to connect with that. You know what I'm saying? But from our experiences here, every other race not only has not experienced that, they have been unwilling to try to connect. Now I won't say that every person that's white or Latin or Asian or what have you feels that way. There's a lot of people, since black people have been brought here, white, it's fact, whether you be white, Latin, Asian, that have supported and fought with us for our freedom. So I'm not going to sit up here and act like every Mexican person or every white person or whatever is just hating black people. I'm not saying that. But for those that have acted like we don't matter, when we're going through something, they're not trying to stand with us. You can't do that. Treat us like garbage. And then now that it's your turn to suffer, now look to us to come save you. That's not going to happen. It's not. Those that are here illegally, you've been given two options. You only have two. Your feelings don't give you more options. They don't. That's just your feelings. Feelings don't go above facts. All right? The facts are the facts. You only have two options. You are given two options. Either you leave willingly or you're going to be forced to go. Those are your only options. You think by rioting in the streets that gives you a different option? Trump has called the Marines to come up to where you guys are at. The Marines are the best of the best. You're not going to do nothing against them. Nothing. All that's going to happen is you're going to get removed out of this country. That's it. And then you have to deal with the ramifications that you have brought to your children and to your family members because you refused to do something about your legal status. Now, for those of you that are hurting, that are losing, that your families are being removed from here, I know that you want to blame America for this, but let's be honest. What is happening now in America would happen in any other country. Every country has has this law that goes into place to where if you're an illegal citizen, you have to become legal here. Every country has that. Every country does. You can't just come into a country just because you want to be there and that's it. That's not how that works. No country has it. And then fly your country's flag you come from in another land. Nobody does that except in America because we live in a land to where you have two parties that one is very lax on things and the other one is super strict. That's what it comes down to. Republicans are very strict. The Democrats are very liberal and lax. And the only reason they're that way is because of the fact that they're trying to, the only reason they do that is because it benefits them somehow. They think that it's going to benefit them to get more votes. The illegal immigrants have never had to deal with things. There's always been illegal immigrants taken out of this country, but not to this degree. And the only reason is because the Democrats have been in office, and when they're in office, they want as many illegal immigrants to come in to get those votes, right? Because let's be honest, Democrats, Republicans. Now I'm speaking speaking from the black side of this stuff. Both parties don't like black people. Both parties hate black people. The only difference between a Republican and a Democrat is the Republican, I'm talking about the party. I'm not talking about all Republicans. I'm going to talk about the local offices or your local congressman or person, delegate. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those on Capitol Hill. The only difference between the parties in these areas is the Republicans will call you the N-word to your face. The Democrats will call you the N-word in the bathroom. That's it. Meaning the Democrats will say it behind your back. They'll smile in your face and stab you in the back. Whereas Republicans will stab you in the front. They'll let you know, hey, I got a knife here to stab you. That's the only difference. That's it. That's it. Democrats hate black people. Republicans hate black people. There's no getting around that. Like, even though we've built this country for free, we are hated pretty much by everyone. Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that every white or black or Asian or Mexican person hates black people. I'm not saying that. But in general, like, we're not liked. And there's all kinds of excuses why they don't like us. Everyone has their reason. Now, like, everyone has their excuse, right? But whatever your excuses are, whatever your reasons are, they're invalid. Like, you can bring up every black person that you've seen that's done something crazy. I can bring up 50 white folks that have done crazy stuff. I can bring up Latin folks that have done crazy stuff, and Asian people. It's people of all races do crazy stuff. But when it comes to us, it's used as an excuse. Now, I'll give you another example in regards to that. Even though these people that are here illegally are getting taken and it's the right thing, black people can't fight for you guys when the law is being enforced. You're not us. You're not suffering because of some injustice. You were here illegally and now you're being removed. You got to deal with that. But I will say this. Mexicans have been made the poster child for illegal immigrants. I guarantee you, if someone actually did a huge study on that, and I promise you there's a percentage out there somewhere, there are other races in this country that are here illegally, but Mexicans, they're the poster child. Now, it could be said because they're closer, they're like pretty much Mexico's like right there. So more of them come over here than other places. And since there's a more closer proximity, there's things they can do that other races can't do. But let's be honest, if those other races that are here illegally, if their homelands or if they had something that were closer in proximity, they'd be doing the exact same stuff, maybe even worse. There's a lot of people here. I'm sure there's other races here illegally that are doing dirt. But it's like black people. Black people have been made the poster child for welfare and abortions. It can't be both. But to somebody out there thinking that it is, what you're saying is absolutely ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense. So in that perspective for Latin people, I get the anger in that regards. But don't look for black people to stand up with y'all. We're not going to do it. There's going to be some outliers. But for the most part, we're not doing that. This is not our fight. And like, and when we did have a fight, we did not see a lot of you guys out here fighting with us. But now, we saw you. We saw those of the Latin, Latin race who are like who were against us, talking crazy about us. But now those same people want us to stand for them. It's not going to happen. It's not. Again, there's a lot of Latin people, especially where I live. I'm in Northern California. So Northern California, black and brown, we grew up in the same areas. We're friends. Like we're connected. And if something happened to someone in this area that's Latin, I'm gonna stand with them, and vice versa. It's different here than it is SoCal. SoCal, the way it's structured, black and brown are separated and segregated. So it's a different type of thing there versus Northern California. It's not like that up here. But when we've had huge struggles, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing Latin folks standing up with black people during the Watts riots. I don't remember seeing Latin folks stand up for blacks during the Rodney King situation. I've never seen them stand up for us when we're suffering. I haven't seen it. And I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, someone come on here and correct me if anyone watches this. Those that watch it. If someone sees this, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong and I will apologize. But I haven't seen it. As a matter of fact, what I have seen is I've heard people that are Mexican say, well, black people should have complied when they got killed. One of the most disrespectful things you can say to a black person, they should have just complied. When George Floyd died, I've heard that he should have just complied. The man didn't I'm not saying that dude was a righteous guy. I'm not saying he was a martyr, but he still was a victim. And all we heard was he should have complied. He didn't do anything wrong. When you don't do anything wrong, you don't need to be complying. We've been complying for hundreds of years. Got nothing to show for it. Those days are over with. We're not complying anymore. We're not. So for those who have said that, don't come looking for us. We're not coming for you guys. But for those that have been here for us, we do consider you our brothers and sisters. We do. We do. It's just the fact that the ones who haven't those are the ones that are asking. And we're not going to be here to help. You guys are on your own on this one. I hope things work out to where those that are illegal, because you can always, I don't know if you guys, from those that are illegal, that are criminals, I hope y'all never come back. Honestly, I don't. And if y'all have kids, hopefully those kids can either go with you, or if you guys are so evil to where you might affect your kids to be worse off, then you don't deserve your kids. You don't. Because if you affect them to become like you, them kids are better off with someone else who will actually love them and teach them correctly. But for those that are here illegally and they're just working, I hope you guys can come back. But just come back and do it right. Just do it right. That's all you have to do. So I just want to get that off my chest, man. I know people are looking for us to stand and things of that nature. Black people, man, people think that so I've heard somebody black say, we fought our battles. We're still fighting them. Our battles aren't over yet. We're still fighting them. We're still battling. That's still happening. So it hasn't ended. It's just not as bad as it was maybe hundreds of years ago, but it's still bad. Black people, we're still going through it. We're just not in chains anymore. We're still getting shot by the cops. We're still getting murdered, for no reason. So yeah, I really want this situation to be a lesson to be learned, across all sides. This is something that needs to be the situation. Honestly, it should have been addressed a long time ago. So, but I just want to get that off my chest, you guys. Again, I didn't want to say this to offend. Well, I didn't want to say this to offend anybody. I didn't bring this out to offend anybody, but I just wanted to say this and get this off of my chest because, I've seen people come on the channel, on their own channels, talking about, uh, undocumented isn't against the law. What? And it's always some crazy person thinking something like that. Undocumented means it means you're not here legally, so it's against the law. What are you talking about? But when people are emotionally invested in something, they try to put that above facts and know it and your emotions don't go above the truth. They don't. And we as human beings, we don't determine truth. God does. The laws are set in a certain way, right? Now, what I'm saying, that's just what it is. And you have to you gotta abide by that, or you're gonna have problems like this. And I think the main thing we have to learn, and not just them, but just all of us, because there's things that we all have done that in the past that maybe we haven't resolved. I know I've done things that I still got to get resolved that I haven't, that I need to fix. But I think the main thing is time doesn't change the rule. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Eventually, if you don't fix something, you're going to answer for that. It's that simple. There's no getting around that. I think that's probably going to be the main. I think lately that has been the main thing, whether it be illegal immigrant situation or Diddy, Bill, I'm saying Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Epstein, doesn't matter. Time doesn't change anything. Time doesn't matter when it comes down to what's right and wrong. There's always going to be a consequence. You can lessen the consequence by fixing what you did wrong, or making right what you did wrong, or getting it together. That's what you can do. You can either lessen the consequence, or maybe get rid of or maybe the consequence will be removed. But you can't just go about life and think nothing's I've done that. I've gone about life thinking, thinking things ain't gonna happen. I've done something wrong, and I learned the hard way. Still learning. That's not how it works. It's not. So hopefully that's a lesson that's picked up for everybody. But anyway, you guys have a great night. I just want to put this out there. Bye.